This is a team of championship players in discards. Ajor was at Brighton. Vardy was in the lower leagues. Drinkwater was in the lower leagues. You know what I mean? Wes Morgan at the back was at Nottingham Forest in the Championship. Kasper Schmeichel was a sub for most of his career. Danny Simpson was not playing, and they're completely outplaying and outworking last year's champions.
And if you're a team like Chelsea that is struggling to get results with any sort of consistency, what is the one thing that you have to make sure you do? That you outwork the other team so that you give yourself an opportunity. And you don't see that from Chelsea, and it's almost for them like, no, we're going to get out of this. We're going to get out of this. Yeah. It's going to happen. And it's not happening. And other teams are building confidence when they play against Chelsea, and they feel good about themselves. We would have never have thought coming into the season that Leicester City would just feel comfortable playing against Chelsea and would man the midfield, would run the midfield, would create opportunities, and would score goals, and would feel comfortable about themselves while Chelsea are the ones chasing goals.
There was one thing that stood out today. You've got one team who look as though they're actually enjoying playing.
Yeah.
Because that's why we all played the game in the first place, because we enjoy it. And you've got another team, I mean, you talk about hard work. They make it look as though it is hard work for them. They just can't get out their own way.
Let's bring Gab Marcotti into the conversation. Gab, first off, news on Eden Hazard.
Well, Eden Hazard, I don't know what the news is, but I know what Mourinho implied, and I go back to what Craig said earlier. Mourinho, extraordinary words, I thought, after the game. They asked him about Eden Hazard, and he said, well, Eden made the decision himself to take himself off after about 10 seconds. So draw your own conclusions there. But even more remarkable than that, Mourinho talked about how he had done a phenomenal job with this team, about how hard he had worked to prepare them, and how he felt betrayed by some of his own players, especially with the 2 goals that they conceded.
Wow.
This is a ship.
Wow.
This is a sinking ship. And
now,
these words will be going back to Abramovich, the owner, via the newspapers tomorrow, and all the personnel at Chelsea. And this is a sinking ship. This is a side who are now in a relegation battle. Let's face it, they play Sunderland in the next game, who can go joint level with them in points. 15, I'm talking Sunderland. The game's at Stamford Bridge. I mean, this, and I saw Ivanovic this week is saying he wants a new deal. I mean, are you kidding me, Dan? There's not one of those players should be anywhere near contract talks at this moment in time. And I will stand corrected on the Eden Hazard, because the first thing I thought was the physios were on, and he looked keen to get off that field to me, which would probably sum up this.
10 seconds. He said, it sounds like Mourinho's going, right, you know what? If I'm going down, I'm taking every single one of you with me.
With that statement, that's what he's done. He's basically thrown every single one of them under the bus. Now, what possible chance does he think he's got of resurrecting this team if he's doing that? Because if I'm a player and I hear my manager saying that, I'm like, you know what? You know what you can do? I'll look after myself. That means the ship is sinking.
Gab, have we seen this before from Mourinho?
No, I mean, I thought about sort of long, bad stretches with Mourinho. The only one I could really think of was the year he actually ended up winning the treble at Inter, where they frittered away this incredible 11-point lead against Roma. And there was accusations and tensions, but he kept things under control. Here, he's come out with some pretty incredible stuff. You know, he said all season long, I've been making this team more than they really are. The implication just that the players aren't good, and that if they even have 15 points, it's perhaps down to him. The one thing you would have to say is that I don't either this is Mourinho just losing his cool and just wandering off the reservation, or this is another Mourinho Jedi psychological mind trick. He knows Abramovich, he knows the players, and he's somehow pushing their buttons by going and saying this. That's the only thing I can think of, but it is absolutely extraordinary.